Well, as India's infrastructure narrative expands beyond roads and rails, two crucial sectors are converging: real estate and digital infrastructure. And few companies are navigating this intersection as dynamically as Anant Raj Limited. The company has moved from being a legacy developer in the competitive Delhi NCR market to a significant player in the high-growth data center space, boosting a planned capacity of over 300 megawatts. And joining me, Ayesha Faridi, today on The Interview to discuss how the company manages this dual growth strategy, the future of real estate in Gurugram, and the very complex economics of the data center business is the man at the helm, Amit Sarin, Managing Director of Anant Raj Limited. Amit, great to have you today on ET Now. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Amit, I have to start off with data center as a business and the diversification that you're making. Now, you're significantly scaling your data center capacity to a planned 307 megawatt by 2032. Tell me, what percentage of your company's total revenue and operating profit do you project the data center segment will contribute by the end of FY26 or 27?
I'll tell you what, data center, the company started working in the data center segment in 2019. And we've been in this segment for about 6 years now. And we have today already started 28 megawatts. 28 megawatts has been done recently. We were moving in multiples of 3. We started with 3, then we took it to 6, and so on. And now we are 28. Now, once 28 starts to take in revenue, once the whole revenue comes in, we are going to comfortably cross about almost 650 crores of revenue only from the data center segment. And this will further keep on going because the capacity will also then keep on increasing. So as of now, we started with 3, then we took it to 6, and now we are at 28. This 28 next year will go to 63. So right now, in terms of percentage, the specific question to answer your specific question, as of now, the major revenues are all coming in from the real estate business. But from this year, data center has substantially started to contribute. And this will start, once the capacities which are getting utilized start getting revenue, because in real estate we call it income, here we call it revenue. So once capacities start getting revenue from our capacities, this will start climbing up.
But Amit, you've projected about 1,200 crore rupees in revenue from the 63 megawatt capacity by FY27, right? With full occupancy, of course. Tell me, what steps are being taken to ensure full occupancy is reached on schedule? And what are the primary competitive advantages? I mean, pricing, specific cloud services over other players in the NCR market?
The data center business is done in 2 segments. The first segment is co-location. Anant Raj started as a co-location player. When you say co-location, you go up to the rack along with all the infrastructure. So it is the building with the required strength. It is the generator backups, the air conditioning, the switches, batteries, everything put together, firefighting, everything put together up to the rack. So that is co-location. That is how the company started. The company delivered a world-class product when we started as a co-location player. That was very well accepted by the market. As you know, that at India today, our Prime Minister was amongst the first leaders in the world who spoke about data localization. And today, every country, whichever can do it, is wanting to localize their data. And India has this added advantage that our Prime Minister spoke about it in 2019, and since then, the infrastructure started building up. Today, most of Indian data is outside India, and eventually, thanks to the Data Protection Act, which is very good for the country, eventually the data has to come back. So as of now, creating capacity is what is required. Today, the demand is already there. So that is not a very big challenge for anybody who today is able to create capacity. And after working in this segment for about 6 years, the way we are approaching it is very simple. We want to first we started with co-location, and when we got demand for the end product also, which is cloud. As of now, we have started in cloud as infrastructure as a service, which is the basic level of cloud, and for which we got technical partners. And after that, we launched our own cloud. So the cloud service which we launched is called Ashok Cloud, named after our founder chairman, Shri Ayesha Faridi. And we launched this in October 24, and we got very good response for it. So the way we are approaching it, that whatever capacity we create, 25% will go towards cloud and 75% remain in co-location. So as of now, like we told you in the beginning, we are 28, then we get to 63, then we get to 117, and eventually by 2032, we unlock the complete 307. For 307, the company has all the required infrastructure required. So the land is already there, all the permissions are there, most of the buildings are already ready, the rest are now getting already, we have kicked off, we are making the ones which are meant for build to suit. So we are fully on track with 307. And 25% will go towards cloud and 75% will remain in co-location.
Absolutely, by name itself. But tell me specifically, how do you handle the highly specialized needs of power redundancy, network connectivity from a business operations perspective? Does that get a little challenging at all?
Not at all. I said today India has one of the best and the fastest connectivity in the world. So we have all the carriers. There are blue chip companies like Jio doing it, Airtel doing it, Tata doing it, BSNL doing it. So connectivity in India is not a problem. Fortunately for us, we are a Haryana company. We are a local company which belongs to Haryana. And Haryana today is a power surplus state. So even power-wise, we are very comfortable. And today the 307 megawatts which we are going to be putting up in Haryana, power is not an issue at all. This is normal grid power. Of course, as time goes by and we increase our capacity, we will be switching some of the power requirement or most of the power requirement to solar and further technologies available. But if you really see vanilla power, normal grid power, even that is not a challenge in Haryana at all. We are very comfortable in doing it.
One last question, and pardon my curiosity, Amit. What is the typical customer acquisition cycle for securing a large anchor tenant like a hyperscaler? And are you aiming for a mix of enterprise clients and hyperscalers to try and mitigate reliance on, say, a single type of customer?
Aisha, like we just told you, today filling up data centers is not a challenge. The government is also encouraging this sector. The government also wants that today the data should be localized in the country, and there are laws which are coming in force to put that into effect. So demand today is not a challenge. Most of Indian data, like we just discussed, is outside India, and that actually has to come back. And today we have a good combination. Like we told you, our intent is that 25% of the capacity we create will go towards cloud, and 75% will remain in co-location. So for co-location, we are going to be providing this to hyperscalers. And then in our cloud, we are going to be, as of now, we are B2B. And slowly, hopefully by end of next year, we will also be B2C. So the customer base in Anant Raj will really get widened.
So if someone were to come to you today and say that, I want to get into the data center business, what kind of capex, what kind of time horizon, and which is the most profitable vertical according to you in the entire supply chain or ecosystem?
Anybody who wants to get into data centers first needs a co-location. Either he makes it himself or he's going to hire it from people like us. So that is your starting point. So that setting up a building, a requirement for a data center building is, the strength is 4 times more than a normal building which is made for human habitation. So you have, first thing you start with the building and then you go up to the rack. So that is what makes you a hyperscaler. Everybody doesn't want to be a hyperscaler. There are certain people like, we are the co-location guy, and hyperscalers come to us and put their servers in our facility. Once you do that, that is when you start, that is when you launch cloud. Of course, there, your technology, your downtimes, all these things really matter. What kind of services are you providing to your clients? What do they need? What are you providing them? What are your bundled services which you're giving them? So then the horizon is very different. Then there are certain clients who are, not all data needs AI and everything, but then there is a lot of data which needs it. So it's a combination. So as we at Anant Raj are very clear. Today, we are doing it in 2 categories, like we told you in the beginning. We are a co-location player, which we provide infrastructure to our hyperscalers, which is pretty simple, and we are very good at it. The product which we have delivered is one of the best in the world. And then the moment we came into cloud, we started with Ashok Cloud. And as of now, infrastructure as a service, which is the basic level of cloud. And slowly, we'll go on increasing it. So anybody who wants to come into data centers first needs to be either he does it himself or he hires it, co-location, and then that is when he gets into cloud. And that once he gets into cloud, that is between him and the client, the kind of services he provides and the efficiency and the services he is able to get.
And what makes more money, the co-sharing or the technology?
Sorry, can you repeat that, please?
No, I was just wondering as to what gives you more margins. Is it the realty part of it or the tech part of it?
Technology. There's no doubt. Technology is, of course, it's a different horizon altogether. That is why, as of now, we are aiming to take 25% of our capacity into the technology segment, but we still want the basics. We are a very orthodox group. Our founder chairman has laid the foundation on that basis. We've been around for 56 years and we plan to be there for the next 56 also. So co-location, we feel, is simple. Of course, the margins are not as high, but they're very good. And we start as co-location and slowly we keep on moving into technology, because technology for us is also fairly new, although we have good technology partners. So we slowly go on increasing the technology part also.
But at some point, you will have to tie up with a tech player, wouldn't you?
We have, like we told you in the beginning. Today, most of our technology is coming in from Orange. They are a technology company. They are a pure technology company. Orange is a French company, as we all know.
Okay, understood. But Amit, your long-term vision is 307 megawatt capacity, right, across Manesar, Panchkula as well as Rai. How is the substantial capital expenditure for this kind of massive expansion being phased out? And are there any further strategic partnerships being explored to try and fund or operate these facilities?
Ayesha, for 307, we are completely sorted. The breakup, like we told you, 25 and 75, we have the money. The internal accruals of the company will take care of this. See, since 2021, if you really see, the real estate part of the company has done very well. Our turnover has gone about 12 times in the last 4 years only. Our profit has gone almost 22 times. The company today earlier was making money in real estate and investing into data centers. We got the basics all done. We are at 28 with our own funding. Today, the company recently just did a QIP, and today the data center part is now completely independent. We do not need any after the QIP, successful QIP, which we've already done. We are completely funded, and the data center up to 307 is completely on autopilot. And the breakup of this 307 is the 25-75 is based on the funds which we'll be able to generate and deploy. So we are completely funded. We don't need any more money.
Okay. Are you more excited about the data center business or realty? You have to choose one.
Sorry? No.
I said you have to choose one.
both are very good. In fact, reality, we are, by DNA, we are a reality company. So that is something which we can never, lose. And today, thanks to the reality business, we are successful into data center also. So we'll keep both going, and we understand both very well now. And we have the right teams. Of course, real estate team has been there for 5.5 decades, and we are growing. And now data center team is also intact. A good team, which is now focused on execution of this, and then running the cloud successfully.
So let's talk about realty, the base business. And Delhi NCR real estate market has been seeing very strong demand, particularly for premium housing. With the launch of luxury projects like the Estate One in Gurugram, what kind of average price realizations per square foot are you achieving? And how is demand holding up in this current interest rate scenario?
Ayesha, demand As you know, since if you really see the segment of the last 4 years, the demand has really gone up. Both demand and prices went up to a level. Last 6 to 8 months, we can say that the prices are stable. But fortunately, the demand is still there because today we have a lot of end user demand, which is a very good thing, which is a thing which sustains the market, the end user. So that demand is still around. As of now, if we specifically talk about Gurugram, we are comfortably achieving a selling price of anything between 23 to 24,000 per square feet, which is very decent compared to that the land for us has already been paid for. The company today simply has to spend money on execution, and as you know, that execution money, even if you take it on the highest side possible, it is about 4.5 to 5,000. So our buffers are very strong, and at 23 to 24 we see very decent demand, and that is what is keeping us going.
But you operate across segments, from luxury villas to affordable housing in Tirupati. Is the current strategy shifting focus more towards high margin luxury projects in Gurugram, or will it be more affordable housing, and will that remain then a key part of your portfolio mix going forward as well?
Yeah, I'll tell you, Ayesha, the location decides the project which we are going to be doing. So when we talk about Gurugram and the sector we are present in, we are dealing with luxury there, pure luxury, and that sector is meant for that. It is very well placed in terms of infrastructure also. So that is a luxury sector, number one. When we go to Tirupati, we are right on the foothills of Lord Balaji, and that is what took us there. Our founder chairman was a very big disciple of Lord Balaji. So that is how the company went there. And there the segment is that fortunately in Tirupati, this is a 1,000-acre industrial township. So here we are doing housing for the workers. So that is low-cost housing. So here the government gave us the land, and that is when the land cost is very competitive, and that is what allows us to give a product to the workers, and the benefit of the low land price is passed on to the workers. So that is what is making this viable. And here we are making presentations to various state governments that if you give us land, we pass on the complete benefit to the worker, and we do this. And this has been a very successful project. We did it in Rajasthan. We are now doing it in Tirupati. In fact, in Andhra, we are also talking to the government that we can do these kind of projects, at a larger scale also. But here we depend on the government to give us the land and the permissions, and the benefit of that is passed on to the customer.
But you hold a large land bank of over 300 acres in NCR, and please correct me if I'm wrong here. Tell me, what is the estimated revenue potential from the entire undeveloped land bank over the next 5 to 10 years? And how much of this land is currently being considered for new project launches, and how much for data centers?
Yeah, sure. Right now we are fully focusing in Gurugram, where we see very decent demand. Fortunately, the infrastructure has improved and is going on improving. Connectivity is also going on improving. So out of the 300 plus acre land bank which the company has, for the next 4 to 5 years, real estate wise, the complete focus of the company is going to be in Gurugram. And that is where we are going to be focusing. And we are today sitting on land which is eligible for almost 13 million square feet. So we can't give you future projections like this, but you can easily calculate. It is 13 million, and I gave you the per square feet price which we are selling at. So we are very comfortable doing this. And for the next 4 to 5 years, we will unlock this 13 million square feet. And of course, then go back. For this 13 million square feet, we are going to be using about 100 acres of this land bank. That's it. So the balance 200 is still with us, and we'll be going back to this once we do this.
But I want to talk about project execution as well. Tell me, what's the current status of the commercial development of Ashok Towers and, the mixed-use development in Delhi? And when is it that investors can expect significant revenue recognition from these commercial assets?
Revenues are, Ayesha, if you really see, revenues are fully on track. Like we told you, turnover has gone up 12 times, profit, of course, 22 times. So revenues and all are fully on track, company-wise. Here, Gurgaon, we have all the rules, everything is in place, and the execution is going on. You asked about Delhi master plan and all. See, that is something which the government recently came out with the TDR policy and all. So let's see how things shape up in Delhi. Anant Raj today owns approximately 100 acres of land in Delhi. But we, as of now, our focus is Haryana. And for the next 4 to 5 years, we are completely going to be focusing there. And in the meantime, the master plan of Delhi and all these things will get sorted. And that is when we start focusing in Delhi also and unlocking this land.
You know, you recently completed that 1100 crore rupee QIP and achieved near zero debt status. Tell me, how does maintaining a net cash positive balance sheet impact the flexibility to acquire new land parcels for future expansion, both in real estate as well as data centers?
Ayesha, even prior to the QIP, the company for the last 4 quarters in a row has been net debt free. And now, of course, with the QIP, the company is now surplus cash. The QIP money is fully focused towards the data center business. The flexibility today the company gets is very good, very healthy flexibility and growth-oriented flexibility for the company. So the real estate part is fully on track. Like we told you, we are going to be doing 13 million. Or in this 13 million, all we need to spend is outer limit 4.5 to 5,000 for the construction. Whereas the selling price today comfortably is anything between 23 to 24,000. So there the buffers are good. It is on a self-funding mode. This is why we very confidently told you in the beginning itself that the company is fully funded. We do not need any more money, no debt, no equity. We are fully on track. The QIP will completely take care for the company to reach 63 megawatt by December next year. And that is when even the data center business completely gets into the autopilot
mode. Right. So given your strong financial performance and improved balance sheet, do you plan to then revisit your dividend payout policy, which has been relatively low in the recent years, to try and enhance shareholder returns?
I'll tell you one thing we are very proud of, and this is something our founder chairman always wanted to do, that he wanted the company to always give dividend, and that is something we all know. We've all seen hard times also, but Anant Raj was one company which always had a regular dividend payout policy. And as in now this amenity income, both the commercial rental and the data center is going to go on increasing, and that is what is going to help us, in fact, increase the dividend and have a very aggressive policy towards distributing dividend from regular amenity income. See, we stand to gain the maximum being the largest shareholder. So one has to maintain a balance between growth and the payout, but we'll have a very healthy balance between both. And I'm just repeating it, Anant Raj for the past, since 2004, it has always been a dividend paying company. And we plan to keep it that way.
So, as an investor, if I were to ask you, what metrics should investors focus on to better assess your company's true value? Because, you're a unique play of both tech and real estate.
I'll tell you, it's pretty simple. Real estate, the company has been there for more than 5.5 decades, 56 years to be exact. All parameters are fully now within our reach, within our control now. So all we need to do is execute, for which we have all the basic permissions and we are in the execution mode. For the coming 5 years, like we just told you, we are going to be focusing in Gurugram, where we see good inherent customer demand. So that is fully on track. Data center, the difficult part is now done. Today, the company has 28 megawatts up and running. In fact, the company recently did a technology day. This is, because see, primarily we have been a real estate company and a lot of people had this issue that you've been into real estate. Okay, that we understand. But how does technology now, how are you dealing with technology? You also asked the same thing. So if you really see, Ayesha, we did a technology day on the 1st and the 2nd of August 2025. And that is where we showcased what we have created, both co-location as well as cloud. And we called it from soil to server, because soil is something real estate, which is directly real estate, and then server. And this journey, the company has done this transition in about 6 to 7 years. And now the difficult part is done. we feel that we have today mastered the co-location project. We can deliver it very well, fastest and one of the best qualities in the world. And with cloud, Ashok Cloud also, now we are expanding, and with the right technology partners, which we already have on board. So now all we need to do is focus on execution. So 307 is what we are going to be doing at Haryana, for which we are completely sorted. Recently, you must have noticed that the company also went to Andhra, where we were able to make a presentation to the government, and the honorable government approved our project. And today we've already signed an MOU for a 50 megawatt data center in Visakhapatnam. So that is on top of 307. So that is going to give two major advantages to the company. We will be doing this, and Andhra, fortunately, is in a different suspect zone. So we will be able to provide the DR, disaster recovery, also to our customers.
Interesting. Great. Here's to better times then, Amit, and thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Ayesha. Thank you very much.
Thank you.